catch the game last night?
Hey, man, we're going to lead with that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. You know I had to catch that game, man. I had to catch that game.
Kareem was there.
Greatness.
Yeah,
LeBron was
passing.
there.
LeBron passing.
I don't know. Do you think Kareem was actually genuinely happy that he passed?
I think
him,
he was. I think he
had a little sour look.
I think so.
Bit,
but at the same time, I think he was like, man, like if somebody's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Well, welcome.
We're here.
Welcome, world. Yes, sir.
We're here. Yeah, we're here.
We're excited.
This is it.
Excited,
this is it.
man.
We've been waiting.
Walker, I couldn't contain my excitement.
Me either.
Man.
I wore as much core group as I could.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome world, welcome core group. This is something unscripted, and we're excited to be a part of this. We want this to be informative. We want it to be fun. We want it to be relaxed. And this episode right here is our first starter. So I'll lead into Walker. Walker's been here for a while. I'm just going to interview you as my first one.
That's the best way to do it.
So you
want to go into a little...
Sorry, I didn't prep you for it either.
You're good.
So he's unprepped. We didn't go through
I'm
nothing.
Good. Yeah,
so
we just off top of our heads.
Just raw content.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you want to go over like what this is a little bit first? Like what this is doing?
What? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll have you.
So what this is the Core Compass podcast. What this means is we're going to basically be going over what Core Group is as a whole.
Yes.
What is like here every day.
Yes.
Our clients' views, our candidates' views, just everything that's what Core Group is. This is all about connecting people to destiny. That's our vision. That's our vision statement. That's what we do. And we're so proud to do it.
Right.
And that is going to be what this podcast is. An extension of Core Group. It's the extension of Matt Furman, who started this thing. And it's going to be so much fun. Our fearless leader.
That's right.
It's going to be so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how about we share with the world what our core values are? I'll let you start with the first four.
Yeah. So we have 7 core values, and they're all fantastic. No one is greater than the other. The first four are God-centered, service above self, honesty and integrity, and committed to growth.
Committed to growth. Number 5 is being positive at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is results orientated. And number 7 is self-motivated. Yep. Now, when you look at all these things at the top, God-centered,
God first.
That was actually one of the things that attracted me here.
Yep.
When Matt initially reached out to me, I immediately went to the website and saw, I kind of stalked Matt, to be honest.
A little bit. I went after you.
I had to find it. I looked him up.
I checked LinkedIn.
I think I knew his kids and wife and everything, and find out, about the company. So when I saw what stood out to me the most was, the fact that he's unashamed of his faith.
Yes.
The fact that he attracts people that are likewise, like mind, like spirit. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the first things that stood out on the core values to me. So I really appreciated that, and that kind of led me there. Yeah. What was one of the things that stood out for you?
Mine, of course, God-centered, but service above self. I never heard anything like that. Yeah. And I had to ask when I was speaking with Matt, hey, what does that mean? He goes, that means that we put what we do above our own ambitions and our own, self, what we want for ourselves.
Absolutely.
We put our service first. And when you do those things, and when you basically model our 7 core values, the new heights and where we go as a company and individuals is just so high. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And what a great space to do it in recruiting, where we actually walk people from start to finish.
All the way.
And in that process, you have to be committed to seeing that individual walk through the finish line. And that's absolutely service above self.
It is.
I tell you another one, honesty and integrity. I mean, it was put to me simple. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody watching.
Yep. They've been saying that since middle school.
That's right. So that's something that it's really stood out. Committed to growth. That's another. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be committed to growing. I think we doubled since I started. So it was just big into, hey, like we're going to grow as a company. We're going to grow our vision. We're going to grow just everything. So you got to be committed to being here and sticking it out.
That's right.
And then helping not only just the company, helping other people grow.
That's right.
Other people that want to jump into a new profession or anything like that,
right.
you got to be able to help them. You got to be committed.
Absolutely. And let me piggyback what you said. I think committed to growth means that's going to be pain.
Yes.
Right?
Sometimes growing pains.
If you're going to get to the next destiny, you're going to experience some discomfort.
Yep.
You're going to experience some pain. I could just think about, when I was just growing like a tree limb when 13, 14, and man, my knees, my everything was just like pain.
Yep.
Like, and I remember asking my coach, why is Jamal always in the pain? And I was growing.
Yep.
I was growing.
Exactly.
So definitely positive. That's another thing, in this business. We're going to have a lot of things that are going to go left.
Yeah, going to go just not our way.
I mean,
just calls go wrong,
that's
candidates go wrong, clients go wrong.
Right.
But, if you stay positive and say, hey, no matter how many times I get knocked down, I'm getting back up.
Right.
And you stay positive, good things are going to happen.
That's right. I mean, in playing and coaching, that's my background, and we'll get into that later. But it's always next play mentality.
It is.
It's always next play.
There ain't nothing you can do about the last one.
That's it. Next candidate, net experience, next client, next play. What's the next play?
What else can we do?
That's it. That's good. And results oriented. I mean, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we're here. We're here for our candidates. We're here for our clients. We're here, and we're here to work.
That's
and
right.
We're here, and
That's
the reason we're doing this is to outreach people about our work.
That's right.
And we're results oriented. We pride ourselves on being fast, being speed, and finding the best candidates.
That's right. Because we don't have clients without results.
No.
You don't have a home.
Nope.
And a soon-to-be wife without results.
No. Neither.
So we got to have results. So that's what we're about.
Yeah.
And last but not least is self-motivated.
That's a big one.
And
that's the one they added this past year. They added this one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they added this. And so the reason they added this is like, hey, look, you can have all these things, but if you don't show up every day with your best, the other stuff's not going to follow. You got to be self-motivated.
That's right.
You got to put yourself in a position to succeed. And you come in here every day, you have the opportunity.
Right.
It's just that, hey, I got to do it.
And I think looking at all our recruiters and administrative staff and leaders that we have, if you look at their personality and you look at who they are self-starters. They are. I mean, everybody in here, even this podcast, Tony and all I knew, if they've made this like self-starting.
Yeah,
like
they made it happen.
We're going to get it happen.
Yeah.
You
said, hey, this is coming.
So that's self-motivation and, showing up is half the battle.
It is.
That's half the battle. That's great. Let's go into our next thing. Let me just ask you a couple things, Walker. You've been here longer than I have. And in fact, how long have you been here?
So, I started second week of January in 2022. So I've been here for a little bit over a year.
Okay.
It's been the best experience. Yeah, best experience.
Wow.
Best experience.
Nice.
Best experience.
Good deal.
Yeah.
What actually brought you here to Core Group?
So I graduated from Texas A&M Galveston, and
oh my God,
I had to mention it.
Oh,
you know me, had to mention
it. The Gig'em Colt.
Had to mention it.
The Gig'em Colt. I knew he was gonna squeeze it in, y'all. I knew it. I knew it. Surprised you don't have an A&M hat on.
I know.
Right
I wore the Core Group today.
Yeah. Shout out to my cousin Isaiah Spiller too.
Yes.
I'm gonna set that.
I know. I want to meet him.
He's a Charger now from Aggie Land.
Yes.
But go ahead.
So graduated from there. Was just looking for something new to do. I've been owning my own company doing marine lights. And so I've been in the maritime space. And then I just looked up maritime jobs, and Core Groups was the first up. Called up on a Friday, and for those who don't know, the last 2 weeks of the year, we get to work from home.
Okay.
Just to be with our families around the year and everything. So it was during those 2 weeks. And our director of recruiting, Eric Baldacci, he answered the phone. And somebody beforehand had just made him mad. Somebody made him mad because he answered the phone just so like, hey, what do you want? And I'm like, hey, I'm looking for a job. And he goes, he just rattled off what recruiting was. And at the end, he said,
I never saw Eric mad.
I know.
I've never saw.
I know. And then he said, all right, come in for an interview. So came in for an interview, met everybody. Went well, got the offer and came on in and started. And when I started, I had done very little recruiting for my own business, helping people get started, but I had never done this type of recruiting.
Right.
And when I got in here,
totally new.
Got in here first week, I was like, man, this is so cool. Like it's something new every day. And the part that I tell people, and this is what people ask me, what do you do for a living, or how do you like it? I tell them, I work with the best people and I change people's lives.
Wow.
That's literally the epitome of what we do. We help people every day.
Wow.
And people will tell us like, hey, like we wouldn't be here without you. So that's when I heard that for the first time, I was like, I'm not doing anything but working hard.
That. I love that. So Paul, I want to actually go back to you picked up the phone.
Yeah.
How soon Eric says, hey, come in for an interview?
Yeah.
How long from the interview, talking to Eric, how long that process and getting off?
It was like a week.
Yeah, and I heard a funny story about how you, what was the story again? You called tell me about that.
Yeah, so when I called, I was just like, hey, I'd like to get into sales because that's what I had been doing. I love to do sales. I don't have any salespeople. I have recruiters though, and I was like, well, what's that? Like I know a little bit about recruiting, but what do you mean?
Yeah.
And he just rattled off like 15 minutes of just what recruiting was, what you can do here, how you can impact people.
Wow.
And at the very end, he just said, hey, come on in. Like, I don't want to talk anymore. But
Yeah.
come on in. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, come on in. So I came in, met him, met Bob, met Mo, met all of our directors, whole team and everybody. And they sat me in a room and we talked for about 30 minutes. And they asked me everything, and I talked about our core values and everything, and it worked out. Like, it worked out really well.
That's awesome, man. And going back to, I mean, you self-started. You picked up the phone.
Picked up the
didn't
phone.
know anything about it.
I didn't.
Meets Eric, and there it is. And now you can see why Walker is kind of, you know, he's been doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's great. So you start here, you get to going. Tell me kind of the ups, the downs.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of that. We'll start with the positives first. Yeah.
So I had the maritime background. So being on the maritime direct hire side, I had the knowledge of what these people were doing.
Okay.
I didn't know exactly, you know, what qualifications they need, how many you know, years of experience they needed, all those different things. So that was the part I had to learn. But once learning that was good. I mean, it was just the environment. I mean, just being, you remember in that old office.
Absolutely.
It was that small family office, and we just, everybody talked to each other, everybody helped each other. We still do that here, but it's just so much bigger. But that was a positive. The only negative that really was, it was just that learning curve of like, hey, like, be patient. It's coming. Like, just, you put in all this work. We tell everybody when you start here, put in the work, put in so much work, and then it will pay off. And that's just,
right.
I'm a patient person a little bit, but I do have that tendency of, I like to go. So I'm like, hey, like, let's get it going. And so it took me a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it's been great.
I can see that with your personality. It's kind of like boom, 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 boom. And when you have to wait, it's kind of like a.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So, and who did you actually like? Did you get anybody particularly to mentor you or show you the ropes and and kind of do that?
Two people. One, Daniel Arenas for sure. He sat right next to me. I had heard the amazing things about what he's done, and
that guy's a monster.
He
man.
is. And
that guy, shout out to Daniel Arenas. He trained me too.
Yeah, Mo was like, you got to go get next to him. So I went and sat next to him, talked to him, and pretty much just learned as much as I could. Yeah. And then also Courtney Henderson, who she taught me everything there's to know.
Shout out to sweet Courtney.
Yeah. Everything from the interview prep to like, this is how you call somebody. This is the tone you want to use.
Very professional.
Sat with her for about a week. And those two people really helped me. And then it was all just like, hey, like, we taught you enough. You know, it's time to go. It's time to do it yourself. And that's that self-motivated that we talked about it. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, as far as the direct hire side, what were some things that you had to learn on the direct hire side other than patience that help you become really a good recruiter?
Really learning the search. Okay. Learning, you know, I can talk to anybody. That was never a problem. Yeah. It was, hey, I got to find these people.
You love to talk, actually.
I can talk to them. Yeah, I'll talk to them. But I was just finding those people. That was the tough part. But after, you know, sitting with Daniel, sitting with Courtney, learning, hey, this is how you search. This is how you find the people. This is how you want to match up what we're looking for. Then it was just doing the work.
Right. Good deal. And and now we're here. I mean, you know, what do you enjoy most about your position now? Because you're kind of in a management leadership role. And
I got
coaching other recruiters.
Yeah, I got moved up to I'm now the maritime recruitment manager. So I handle mostly everything. Thank y'all. I handle mostly everything that's direct hire maritime. So I got a couple people that report to me, and they're great. One of the best teams ever. They all work extremely hard, which I love.
That's good. Good deal.
I love it. I told Mo kind of like, you know, after about 2 months of being at Core Group, I said, man, you know, I think I have that leadership capability. I was a captain on the baseball team. Yeah. And so that was my mantra, is I wanted to be a leader. And so he said, hey, you can say you want to be a leader, but you got to prove it.
Right.
And so after, you know, a couple more months of proving, hey, I want to do this, he finally gave me a shot, and you know, I can't thank him more enough. For that.
That's right. And I can see how that skill set transfers to what you're doing now. So that's good. So last question, it would be, you know, I know we have a vision here at Core Group. Mm-hmm. And that vision, it's always reminded, and it's always in the forefront of our minds. What is your vision in terms of the company, and what do you see yourself in the next, 1 year, 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I see us going global. I mean, that's really like the vision of what we want to do. We want to make this thing be everywhere. We want to help not only people just in America or on ships all over the world. Right. We want to place people everywhere. Right. And you know, I could say I knew the vision, but that's for our next guest. Yeah. He'll give us the full version.
We got Matt coming on our first episode, second episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be Matt Furman, and he will give us a full detail of where he wants to take this thing. But he also says it all the time. This is not his company; it's God's company.
That's right.
So we're following his view, and you know, what he wants to do.
That's right.
And but I think that we're growing on the direct hire side. I think we're growing on contracting side. I think we're only going up. Like I said, we did the great number. We broke the number that we wanted to hit last year, and we want to do it again this year.
We smashed that.
Yes.
That's great. Good deal, man. Thanks for sharing that. Obviously, there's a lot more we'll be learning as we go through these, and Walker's got a ton of experience in terms of just making sure everybody's on the right seat on the right bus. And so we appreciate what Walker does up here. And I'm so happy to be your co-host.
I know, man. This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be really,
this is what
really
we
fun.
do. I mean, we've been talking about this for a minute.
That's right.
I think we want to now. I'd love to like shout out some companies. I know we always talk about putting our clients and candidates first. So love to shout out Noble, Valeris, and Tote Services.
Oh yes,
all three of those are maritime. Oil and gas companies that we work with.
Thank you.
They are all fantastic, fantastic clients. Like you guys are fantastic.
Thank you.
We love working with you. And thank you so much for being a great client.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
yes, let's talk you now.
Yeah.
Let's talk you now.
I mean,
yeah. So
how much time we got? Because it's a lot. You see all these gray hairs up here. I mean, this guy keep me young. But yeah, where do you want to start at?
Well, let's talk about, how did you get to Core Group? Let's start there. I know you said like a little bit, you're looking at, talk to Matt and everything, but what got you here?
Man, I think about it. Actually, when I think back on it, I mean, it was a lot. So my background, I played ball, coach for a while, and basketball and training, and had my own business, same thing, entrepreneur stuff. But I came out of the education world. So I did 18 years doing education, and from elementary, middle school, and high school. So I've had an array of kids that I've had to do. So I came from that world, and I was always recruiting. Like you said earlier, always recruiting people for my business, always recruiting athletes for my programs that I was in. And then I was a behavior specialist, so always recruiting other people. But I got to a point where I kind of hit a wall professionally and personally.
Wanted to try something new.
Yeah, and so I had one foot out of education.
Got it.
I loved it. I loved everything about education. But I was 18 years in it.
Yes. And, you get to a point that you're looking at. I need
it was Walker. It was. Well, it was. So I started praying about some things and asking the Lord, what was my next move? What was my next direction? Because obviously for me, vertically was either be a principal, athletic director, which that's a headache. I mean, that's those guys, principals all across America. Kudos to you guys. God bless you. Keep doing the good work, the labor of love. But I just didn't see that for me.
Yeah.
And so it was at that point I kind of decided, what am I going to do? And so I started, kind of seeing what else was out there.
Of course.
Lo and behold, I don't think I ever applied for Core Group. I don't even know. I think Matt, being a headhunter he is.
Yeah, the greatest headhunter ever.
I mean, a headhunter he is. And he called me and was like, hey, have you ever considered recruiting? And I said, well, obviously, I've recruited, but never
not professionally
or professionally. And so we talked for probably a long time. And actually, in fact, we didn't even really talk about recruiting. We actually was talking personal, family, business, what I have been doing.
Big parts of him and
which is why this company is what it is. He's a people connector. He connects with people. And it wasn't so much transactional. It was more so, what are you doing now? And what do you see yourself doing? And he was able to do that. And it provoked some thoughts in me. So I actually took he said, come on in and let's see if you like it and interview. And just like you, I went to the interview, and I believe it was Bob, Matt, Eric was there, Maria was there.
Yeah, Maria was in mine,
And I think Mo actually couldn't be there in person, but he actually was on the speakerphone, actually.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't going to miss that. So shout out to Mo, because he's over our recruiting.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, hard worker. So anyway, long story short, or long story long.
Yeah.
I got in the interview, man, and it was a great sense of togetherness that I saw from the leadership team. They asked some good questions that I was able to do. And at the time, I was trying to do life insurance, and I was all over the place, to be honest. I was just
looking for the next.
Yeah, I was all over the place. And so, they, presented some things that they were doing. The core values stuck out to me.
Yes, a big thing.
And so that was a great attraction that I did. And I went back home to think about it. Interview went well. Obviously, I'm here.
Yeah.
So interview went well. Went home, talked about it, and prayed about it, and I took the job.
Lead. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
And great decision, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And you started April?
Yeah, Walker. Around April. April will be a year.
Yeah,
It'll
April
be coming up.
Coming up.
It'll be coming up.
Fantastic.
Wow, you made me think about that.
I know.
Jeez.
It's coming fast.
Wow.
Well, that's great. So, talk to me a little bit about, what you're doing now. What kind of maybe not jobs you work. What kind of stuff are you recruiting on? What kind of stuff are you dealing with, on an everyday basis?
Good question. So when we're not doing this podcast, I'm focused on recruiting. I've got blue collar jobs, I've got white collar jobs, and Daniel and a few, basically everybody around the office, like you said, it's just a great culture of everybody helping everybody. So, but I've been learning how to recruit those hands-on blue-collar jobs, and I'm also been learning simultaneously how to recruit the white-collar jobs. And that's 2 different interviews.
It is
2 different pre-screens, 2 different resumes
Everything.
looking. So that's not really one area I'm really focusing on. I know we've talked about the finance growing. We're growing so rapidly, but Sparkle, shout out to Sparkle in the finance, and we're starting to grow that. So I got my hands in that a little bit.
Fantastic.
And so I'm just kind of learning every aspect.
And that's a great thing to do, because you learn what you really like. Then you're like, hey, this is what I'm really good at. Let's go attack it. So
absolutely.
That's fantastic.
So I've just been kind of narrowing that down, but just kind of learning all the phases of recruiting.
That's awesome.
That's where I'm at.
That's awesome. Yeah. And what position did you play in basketball?
Actually, I played at point guard and I played small forward. So it depends on the roster. But I was a utility player. I couldn't jump really high.
Me either.
I mean, but I had the basketball IQ, and I know who to get the ball to.
Of course, that's exactly what it means.
So what position did you play in baseball?
I was a first baseman and pitcher. That's what I played.
Oh wow, y'all are different, man.
Yeah, it was
pitchers, and y'all.
It's a head game. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a head game. Yeah, that's right.
And that's honestly something that Matt brought up to me. Is like, hey man, pitchers in baseball, that's a good thing that you have that. And that's same thing with the basketball IQ. You guys, think on the fly and just be able to communicate really well.
Basketball is the #1 sport, by the way. You know that, right? Over baseball and football.
I don't know about that one.
Well, okay, but that's another podcast.
That's another podcast. We'll bring some people in.
Basketball is the only game that every second there's something going on. Baseball is just too long for me.
I know.
You gotta have a whole bunch of patience. But while we on basketball, let's actually talk about what we open up with LeBron James.
Yes,
there's a conversation out here, the GOAT conversation.
Oh,
let's talk about the elephant in the room.
I can.
You have Michael Jordan, right? That's my era.
Yep.
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
Which is my era.
And obviously the era before Michael Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Larry Bird, so forth and so on. But let's just deal with the Michael Jordan era and the LeBron era. Who's your GOAT? Let's just ask, who's your GOAT? For the world, for CGR, who is your GOAT?
For me, it's very simple.
Okay.
I'm a very simple guy. 6-0. First, I think he's won 4 and something else. But 6-0 is hard to beat.
MJ.
And MJ will always be the GOAT to me because he never lost in the finals. He never brought it to Game 7 even.
Okay.
And even though LeBron just passed Kareem up, I still put MJ over him. I think LeBron is the second best player of all time.
Okay.
I think he is the best player in the league since 2010. I think 2010. I think 13 years he's been the best.
Yeah.
And I think he will continue to be the best as long as however long he wants to play. But I just don't see anyone passing or doing anything that can put someone over Michael Jordan with what he had to go through, with what he did, the leadership aspect that he did, and everything. So.
Listen, I don't argue with that. In fact, Michael Jordan, I am with you. But here's where I'm going to make the probably to draw the line in the sand, or comparison is a thief of joy.
It is.
So I think it's unfair to compare LeBron James in Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Two different eras.
Two different eras, two different players, two different body types.
Different positions even.
Different. But it's fun.
It is.
It's engaging. It's fun to argue about.
It is.
But me personally, I just recognize their unique gift in greatness. And I think I don't want to compare to Mike. To be honest, Michael Jordan he's in a class of his own. Like you said, I watch Michael Jordan. I was literally I can't say I watch every game, but I watch a large majority of Michael Jordan's games from start to finish. And there was nobody until Kobe. And Kobe would tell you when he was alive himself, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. That guy was phenomenal.
And his amazing daughter.
But he mimicked the best. You can tell even the way he chewed his gum.
Everything.
I mean, the mannerisms.
Shoes, down to the shoes.
I mean, everything. So he was able to extract that game and that mentality and the what is it, Mamba mentality?
Yeah, Mamba mentality. Yep.
Killer on the court. And a lot of people want to attack LeBron because he's cut different. And I'm not saying that to as a slight to LeBron, but he's just different. He's going to make the pass when it needs to be passed. Yeah. He's going to take the shot. I like LeBron as someone who's got Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kareem, all wrapped into one.
I agree.
That's just my best summarizing of it.
I think it also brings it back to what we do here, in that we have so many different people.
Oh, that's good.
And so many different
many
different people that do great things. Obviously, we have recruiters and we have people that in our company that are just at a higher level.
Right.
But at the same time, some are doing some things differently. Some are in crewing, some are in direct hire.
That's right.
Some are in oil and gas, just a different thing. However, if you look at them as, hey, if we're ranking them like by just who's better, then it's going to be a little different. But if you like, hey, this person's doing this good. And so that's good. That's something that I think we can reflect on with the, LeBron being in
doesn't
the
make
news.
you less valuable.
Doesn't make you less valuable
It just
at all.
makes you what you're good at what you do.
Yeah, of course.
As a team. That's right. That's
and
right.
It's great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
I think we're coming to the end, just the first one. We didn't want to make this one the super long one. We wanted to make this one just the intro about what this is about. I think the last thing that we always like to do, our number one core value is God-centered. So we always want to read a Bible verse, just something to take away from at the end of this podcast. So 2 Corinthians 5:17, in Christ you are a brand new creation. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here, which is something great because this is new.
Absolutely.
This is new. Nothing really old happened, but this is new. This is a new beginning. This is a new thing for Core Group that is just going to be so great. We're going to reach out to so many people. We're going to have people that are here in the office as guests. We're going to have clients as guests, candidates as guests. We're going to have everything.
We're going to spotlight employees of the month, those that are demonstrating those core values.
Exactly. I think I believe it's Michelle Dupay, she's on my team.
Michelle.
She will be the first one because she is the employee of the month of February, so she will be on in about 2-3 weeks. That's right. We got to get some other people on, so I think that's she's coming on.
I'm excited.
I think next
she'll be after Matt.
No, I think we're gonna do the COO Bob.
Okay.
Bob Sutton. I think Bob is gonna come back on. Or
get
gonna
Bob
come on
in here. Yeah.
I know Bob's full of life. Bob's awesome. So we're so excited. This is such a blessing and just so amazing to be a part of. We're so happy to share it with you guys. We're so happy for our team. You guys are great. We want to shout out you guys.
Thank you. Shout out.
Yes. And so
thank you.
We are so excited, and we can't wait to share this journey with you.
Yes.
I think we're going to be posting this just about everywhere we can. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, next week. And as we close, just continue to support us. Keep us in your prayers as a company. And you're going to be in for a lot. We're going to see some personalities in here that you didn't have a chance to do, but we'll be able to put them in the spotlight, so to speak. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys, and we'll appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll catch you next week.
All right, bye-bye.